Yeah, hello. Yeah, thank you. Okay, hello. Hope you enjoy your meal, everyone. Thank you for attending my presentation. I'm Pedro Gallego from Lesterius, you know, the Men in Black team. You can see all of us. I'm Lesterius in Spain, okay? You know, the best country of the world. Yeah, you know that, right? Okay. Okay, I was going to add another slide introducing myself, explaining about how old time it's since I know FileMaker and that I'm certified and so on and so on. But I can reduce that in a single phrase, telling that I'm a FileMaker enthusiastic. So I think that's all for me. Okay, let's go for a topic. My presentation today is about how to succeed with your project and not die trying, okay? Then, there is a key to success. In my opinion, this is divided into two blocks. One is things that you should ensure and things that you should avoid, okay? For the things that you should ensure, we are going to go over analysis and consultancy, develop quality, delivering sprints, project management. And things to avoid will be something about security, dreamers, something about testing, and something about your health. Don't burn your brain. Okay, let's see how it is. Things that should ensure. The first block is things that you should ensure. First point is analysis. Analysis and consultancy. I strongly recommend that everyone, when has a new project, does the proper analysis of the project, okay? There are some customers that very often they say, no, it's not necessary. I can tell you what I want, just we do some remote video calls and so on. I explain everything I need. And I think I don't need anything about analysis. I don't want to spend money on that and so on. It's a real mistake. It's a real mistake. Accepting that is a real mistake. The only way that developers and customers are aligned is doing the proper analysis. You go to the company of the customer. It's important to visit the customer, to see the facilities, to smell what they smell, live what they live in the daily basis, and really discover what they are doing. No? The third point about the more people you talk to, the better. It means don't stick to what the boss is telling you in this thing. But normally you go to a consultancy and it's the boss of the company telling you, I know everything about my company. I don't know anyone else. I don't need anyone else attending this consultancy. That's an error as well. It's preferably if you can, I don't know, if there is a module of administration, if you can talk to someone of administration giving you the information about what she's doing or he's doing every day, it's way better. Give advice. Give advice even before. Don't get there to the consultancy just to tell to the customer, okay, what do you need? Okay, I need a module for customers, for purchases, and so on. So give advice. You are the experts. You as a developers are the experts. It's you who has to say to the customer, okay, I propose you to do the solution with these structures, this content, these modules, and so on and so on. And it's especially important when we are speaking about a project that you are taking coming from another developer. If it's a new project, it sounds like obvious. But when it's something that's coming from maybe a customer developed the first part of the solution, and then he has grown the company, has more employees and so on, he has no time anymore to spend on the project, and he decides to give to someone else. In this moment is when, for this kind of projects, not new projects, but you are taking a project from someone else, it's important that you do the analysis. Because very often the customer says, well, I think it's not necessary anymore. I can explain you everything about my project. I know everything. It's an error. Please do consultancy always. If you don't do consultancy, I'm showing you some examples of how you can end up in your project, okay? I'm really guessing this man, what was thinking him about when he developed this pattern or this. Yeah. I'm saying a man because women normally don't fall in these mistakes. This is a man. Okay, next point is develop quality. What is develop quality? Your solution must perform good, be intuitive, friendly, user-friendly, must be professional and look professional. That is, if you go for, this is a real screen of a solution of a customer of mine, and it looks to me horrible, not well aligned, everything without any order, any, for the different colors, different sizes, buttons put somewhere, and then you are having a good performance because the solution, it works. In fact, it works. Every single button on here, you click on them and they're not giving any error. This is done by a customer. The customer is, for him, is perfect. Okay, I develop, I need a new list, a new button doing whatever. He puts the program in, puts a button there, and it works, but it's horrible. So for me, this is not okay. Let's see another example. For example, in this case, well, not bad design. It looks quite good. No? Some different colors to determine different parts of the screen and different concepts and so on. But then you start using a solution and error, error, error. So bad performance, bad user experience, not good. Let's see another example, which for me is the one, this is good design. Everything is more or less well distributed in the screen, good design, the black mode and with a background and so on, so on. And good performance, okay. You see 15,000 records has been successfully updated. So this is the good one, okay. But quality is not only about design and performance. There are other things like security and many other points important to bear in mind. But I think it's a combination that should be always together. I know a lot of developers that they develop a solution. Wow, that's good. It's good. It's perfect for my clients. They are happy with my what I deliver and so on. But yeah, hey, this looks ugly. It's not very intuitive. It's not. Yeah, but my customers are used to using my solutions in this way. They know how it works and so on. Well, I'm giving you here some references to improve. As a developers, we have a lot of resources. We have a lot of things we can use, a lot of channels and tools that we can use to improve. We know all of these. The most of us know these things. But we need to take the time to use it and to improve. For example, Pinterest is quite good for to look for examples of designs. You can find a lot of things here in Pinterest, DeviantArt, fonts, themes, a lot of things, Monkey Red, you all know that. Okay, next point is delivering sprints. This is an approach that is not always applicable, okay? But if you can do that, it's really good to apply that. So delivering sprints is, as you can see, I using the comparison between building a house and building a solution, because for me, we are not developers, we are builders. We build something, we construct like kind of a house, no? And then the approach of that is to reach this point, the phase, sorry. The point of that is to reach phase one. And to determine with the customer if it's possible to deliver a phase one of the project. I mean, this is, of course, consultancy and analysis. Then you keep creating the structure, navigation modules, and so on. And then the important point of this concept is to arrive to a moment where you can agree with the customer a phase one. Phase one is where customers or users can start using the solution, working in a pilot version. Don't, in my opinion, don't try to get here and then deliver everything. The important point for me is to determine with the customer what is the point where we can deliver something that you can start using, especially for new projects or people who are coming to FileMaker and they never used FileMaker before. It's really important to determine a phase one, because they need to know not only how you work, they need to know how FileMaker behaves. They need to know how the platform works, no? In terms of the server and all the concepts around the platform. Then when you do the phase one, you can continue with phase two, phase three, whatever. It's adding module, fixing errors, improving performance, add the design, and so on. And then you get to the end of the project. Okay, next point is project management. Project management is, okay, customer wants to ensure that the builder is building the house as he wants it. So, 5 important points. Weekly follow-ups. This is mandatory. If you do project manager, to do project manager properly, you need to ensure that you do the follow-up with the customer every week. This is mandatory. If you have a customer that says, hey, this week I'm very busy, I cannot do we need to postpone and so on, because we can spend the time, okay, one week. Next week you have the same argument. I'm very busy, we're gonna stop the project. My strong recommendation is stop the project. If you don't have the customer following what you are doing, I recommend you stop the project, don't continue. Control the budget, it's important. It very often happens that you are in these follow-up meetings, and then the customer says, okay, I realize that I would like to include another module or another feature in my solution or whatever. Go to phase 2 for these things. Stick to the plan. Planning. It's important to establish, especially if you have more than one project at the time, you are working with different projects, it's important that you talk to the customer and say, hey, I'm going to work on your project on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. If you call me on Thursday or Friday, I will receive your email, I will take note of everything, but except if we're in a crisis of whatever, I'll attend you again on next Tuesday, because my planning is Tuesdays and Wednesday, for example, no, for your planning. Ensure quality is more about what I explained before. In these follow-up meetings, you need to ensure that the customer is confirming that what you are delivering is exactly what he wanted to get. And I'm sorry, what's the point? General business is, okay, when you are developing something, it's you as an expert who has to give advice to the customer. Okay, hey, there is other technologies inside the platform that we can use for that. For example, we are doing a solution to be used in computers, but the customer is asking you to, I don't know, take some photos on some QR codes or whatever. Then you can suggest using Go, FileMaker Go, user devices, and so on. There are things that customer doesn't imagine that the platform can do. And then it's you as an expert who has to explain that to the customer, right? Okay. Things that you should avoid. Now we go to the second block, is things that you should avoid. Okay, easy life versus security. This is about security. You will see, what I mean with easy life afterwards. Don't leave your house open even if you go just to grab some cigarettes. Security, it's important. Build your solution in a development server, never directly in production. I strongly recommend to develop always in a testing server. Never, even if, okay, if it's just changing a button in a position on the screen, okay, you can do that in production. But if we're speaking about doing a new module, modifying something on moving records or whatever, do that in testing. Login, that's obvious. Avoid short, simple password, but you will see why I put that this. Install SSL certificate is really recommended. Check the backups. This may sound obvious, no? Backups in my solution, in FileMaker server is doing that. shouldn't have any problem. It's not the first time I got a call from a customer telling me, hey, Pedro, we are in a crisis. We deleted 2,000 records by mistake. Okay, well, no problem. You can recover the last backup of yesterday night. Or yeah, but we discovered we were not doing backups because something broken in the server or something was misconfigured in FileMaker server, and then we are not doing backups since 2 months ago. So I don't have the last information. Or we have opened the backups and we discovered that the file is damaged and we cannot recover anything. It's important to test the backups from time to time. Protect the users from themselves. What is this about? This is if you know upfront that the solution you are going to deliver, there will be some users that are not very expert using databases and so on. Don't install special menus. Don't let them use risky things like delete all records, replace field contents, and that kind of things. Easy Life, as I was mentioning Easy Life, that's the security that customers tend to apply. This is, I don't mind, it works. There's security on passwords. Funny life. Huh? We're fast, we don't need to IT. I love this photo. Huh? This is IT department, what's the problem? Security includes your own devices. Don't leave your door open. I mean, be careful with what you show through your website, webcam, to your colleagues or to your customers or partners.
Hey guys.
Tony!
Can you hear us?
Tony!
Oh no! Don't. Jen, call him. Oh my gosh! Hold on, I'm gonna text a couple pictures of that. Oh. Oh. Oh boy.
What's up?
Tony, I can see you when you're
We can all see you.
Okay, that's just to make it funny. Dreamers. What's dreamers? A dream is a dream, a project is a project, limits are there. I remember yesterday in the presentation of Claris, they were saying there is nothing that FileMaker cannot do. In my opinion, this is not true. It depends on what the customer is asking for. You have a dreamer is someone that comes to your office and says, make me a solution to connect to a server in the moon, to implement AI, interactive maps, control machines, make video games, and so on, and generate 3 images or whatever, no? And the strongest point is they come and tell you, I have the money. I have a plan to do a very enthusiastic project. I have the money, I can invest on that. And then, well, as an example, one day you get a man like this in your office and tells you, hello? You are like, hello? What can I do for you? And this is like, okay, do you see this device in my head? Yeah, I see that. Okay, I'm going to get rich with this device because this is to read minds of people. And okay, this reads the minds of people, yeah. So you know what I'm thinking now? And she says, yeah. You are thinking that I'm a stupid guy disturbing you in the worst moment you have a lot of work to do? And I said, well, it works. And then I say, okay, and what do you want from me? Well, I need a solution because the tool is sometimes giving me some errors. Some errors in what case? Well, normally when I try to read minds on some people, which kind of people? Especially women. Okay, okay. Hey guy, let me tell you something. The best secret in the world is not about the Coca-Cola formula. The best secret in the world is not about this long, nice yellow hair of Donald Trump. The best secret in the world is about how women think. What is the secret of the women brain? So there is no software in the world that can encrypt that, so forget it. So against dreamers, pragmatism. Is FileMaker the technology for that? Sometimes you may say no. This is just a joke I explained to you, but I got a similar example, real example in my office from someone coming to the office asking me for a very amazing solution he was going to sell. He had plans to get rich in a short time selling this solution, but we needed to develop the solution. And to develop this solution, we needed not only FileMaker, but astronomical technologies to send a rocket to the moon or something like that. So be careful with that, because this is attractive. You get someone coming and saying, I have 100,000 euros to invest on this project and so on, and be careful. The customer is not the tester. What is this about? If you make your customer discover all the errors, the impression he's going to get is you are the developer, not the developer he needs. This is my opinion. There are other people that think that the customer has to test everything and give feedback about what is happening, if the solution is working well or not, and so on. My approach is you as a developer need to test everything by yourself. For example, use the user account, not your full access. Very often we fall into the error of the testing with my full access account, and then you deliver that to the customer say, hey, this doesn't work. How is possible? I'm doing the same thing in my computer and it works. You're using full access. Okay. Test it in Windows, in the Mac, in all the environments that the customer is using to ensure that everything works properly. And the second and important point is, don't be the unique tester. Give it to someone else. Okay? I see your faces. Some of you are saying, okay, Pedro, you are good to go. You have a team of 6 people. You can share the project. You can give it to someone else. Okay. Okay, this is not an excuse. If you work alone, give it to your friend. Give it to your children. He will break your solution. Eh? Give it to your neighbor. But don't make that error. Don't give it to your brother-in-law. You will owe him a beer during your entire life. Okay. And the last one, but not for this, the less important, don't burn your brain. Don't let your project become a nightmare. To solve that, I recommend 2 points. Use Formula 2, not Formula 1. Formula 2. That is, work at least in 2 projects. Work for the same project maximum 2 days in a row. And make a break every 2 hours. This formula works. At least for me, for my team in Spain, this works. It's important. If you can, okay, see, if you have only 1 project, you are working on this project, okay, no problem. But still, you need to separate days and breaks and so on. Try to work maximum 2 days in a row. Because if you have 2 projects, you work 2 days in a row, then you switch to another project, you clean your mind, you think on another thing, you are facing different challenges in the different projects. So that helps you changing from one project to another, helps you reset your mind and go for other ideas. And make the break every 2 hours, no matter what. It doesn't matter if you have a lot of calls for follow-ups, you have emails, you have whatever. Stop the laptop, stop the mobile, and stop and make a break. But my second recommendation is disconnect during your free time. Okay, I take this seriously and I make a rec every 2 hours. But don't do that. Don't go with the friends or the colleagues to a coffee break and start talking about projects, bosses, salaries, conflicts, customers, problems, and so on. That's not good. That is the same than if you don't do the break. The breaks are for that. Happy time with the colleagues to talk about sports, concerts, series, food, family, friends, traveling, whatever you like. It's the only way to disconnect your mind. You cannot make a break to relax, to get some rest, and then you keep talking about the problems, about the projects, about everything. Then this is the good idea. Okay. So summarizing. If you can ensure making a good analysis, doing the project management, improve your skills to do better solutions, you do your best to apply security, do the testing, the proper testing, don't let dreamers come to you with attracting amazing projects and so on. You're entitled to be a real problem solver for your customer. If still, after applying your best practices, your customer complains about your work, deliveries, and so on, then you have 2 options. Stop the project and discover what's going on, or give the project to someone else. It's rude, but for me, it's the only way. Okay? And that's it. Any questions? Are we on time? 3 minutes. Any question?